Buckle up because the landscape of sports and politics is shifting faster than you can keep track of. First up, former NASCAR star Danica Patrick is making massive waves by stepping into the political ring. She has officially pulled back the curtain on her recent high-profile meeting with Donald Trump and is doubling down on her vocal support for UFC CEO Dana White, signaling a major transition into her new life beyond the racetrack.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the PopSockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
But the drama does not stop there, as the professional feud of the year continues to boil over between two of combat sports' biggest titans. Dana White and boxing promoter Eddie Hearn have traded explosive insults, with Hearn accusing the UFC boss of backing out of a high-stakes boxing match they once teased. It has turned into a war of words that has fans everywhere wondering if these two will ever actually lace up the gloves. Adding to the chaos inside the octagon, we have a major update on the future of the UFC light heavyweight division following the absolute grit of Carlos Ulberg. After tearing his ACL during his title-winning performance against Jiri Prochazka, Ulberg is now facing a long road to recovery in Las Vegas. Dana White confirmed that the champion is undergoing surgery and utilizing the UFC Performance Institute to hopefully speed up his return to action. Finally, we bring you a story of incredible compassion as Dana White steps up for a survivor of a tragic shooting. The UFC president has committed to funding the specialized treatment for 12-year-old Maya Gabela as she continues her recovery journey in the United States. It is a powerful reminder of the impact one person can have, so make sure you stay locked in for more updates. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a beat. Ever wonder how a racing legend transitions from the speedway to the political stage? Danica Patrick is pulling back the curtain, and she is making waves. The former NASCAR and IndyCar star has officially traded her fire suit for the front lines of the conservative movement, and her recent appearance at a Turning Point USA event in Phoenix proves she is not holding anything back. Patrick was spotted rubbing shoulders with the heavy hitters, including Donald Trump and fellow sports icons like Jeremy Roenick and congressional candidate Jay Feely. But it was her Instagram post that really grabbed headlines. She praised the drive of high achievers who pivot into new careers, framing the push for a red wall in Arizona as a serious mission. Perhaps most interesting was her candid reveal about a private chat with the former president. Patrick shared that she took a moment to voice her support for UFC CEO Dana White, noting how her experience at a live fight in Vegas totally reshaped her perspective. It is a classic case of it is not what you know, but who you know, or in this case, who you champion. Since leaving the track, Patrick has evolved from an athlete who avoided political noise to a public figure who says she is now taking the side of truth. She's deeply invested in the MAHA, Make America Healthy Again movement, arguing that Americans can't thrive if they are just stuck in survival mode. It is a bold stance from someone who spent her career focused on the finish line, but now she is looking at the bigger picture of American society. Is this just a passing interest, or is Danica Patrick preparing for a permanent move into the political spotlight? Let me know your take in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more updates on the intersection of sports, culture, and power. Until next time, remember, the biggest races are often run off the track. Ever wondered what happens when two of the biggest egos in combat sports decide to stop talking business and start calling each other out? Well, the dream of seeing Dana White and Eddie Hearn settle their differences in a boxing ring just hit a massive, ego-fueled wall. It started with an open challenge, but now that the reality of stepping into the squared circle is sinking in, the tone has shifted from "let's rumble" to "let's scramble." Dana White, never one to mince words, recently shut down the idea during a UFC presser. He called the whole concept of them fighting dumb, labeling Hearn a bum and suggesting that two promoters have no business sharing a card with actual athletes. It is classic White, deflecting with a mix of insults and a sudden focus on his age. But Eddie Hearn, he was not about to let that slide. In a retaliatory rant, Hearn essentially told White that if you call a man a coward and he accepts your challenge, you don't get to backtrack just because you suddenly feel 57. He doubled down, calling White an old P asterisk SSY, and claiming the only thing stopping this massive million-buy stadium event is Dana's own cold feet. This isn't just about a potential fight, it's the climax of a years-long power struggle. From poaching fighters to slamming each other's business models, this feud has been the underlying tension in combat sports for way too long. The reality is, both of these guys know how to sell a story, and this will they or won't they drama keeps them in the headlines without either having to take a single punch to the jaw. So, do you think Dana is genuinely concerned about the sanctity of boxing, or is he just looking for an exit from a fight he realized he might actually have to endure? Drop a comment below with your take. And hey, if you want to stay caught up on the wildest beefs in the fight game, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because with these two, you never know what the next press conference might bring. Ever wondered what happens when two of the biggest egos in combat sports collide? It is not just about the fighters anymore, it is the promoters themselves throwing haymakers. Dana White and Eddie Hearn are locked in a bizarre, high-stakes war of words, and honestly, I cannot look away. It all started when Dana White, ever the provocateur, jokingly floated the idea of stepping into the ring with Hearn, throwing some choice insults along the way. But here is the twist. Hearn actually accepted. Now, Hearn is doubling down, accusing Dana of backing out of a fight that he himself initiated. Hearn is even going as far as to claim he has already designed his walkout robe and visualized the stadium-filling spectacle. It is pure theater, and it is fascinating to watch these two titans of the industry trade barbs like they are in a high school playground. But Dana? Well, he is not playing along. After a recent UFC event in Winnipeg, White hit back, calling Hearn's comments dumb and insisting that the very suggestion of a promoter bout is the exact reason boxing is struggling. To Dana, it is not a dream match. It is an insult to the real athletes putting their lives on the line. While those two trade insults, the real drama unfolded inside the octagon. Carlos Black Jag, Ulberg put on a legendary performance against Jiri Prochaska, fighting on a torn ACL and still managing to deliver a knockout blow that shook the division. It is a brutal reminder of the sacrifice these fighters make. Dana confirmed Ulberg is currently recovering in Vegas, utilizing the UFC's Performance Institute to get back on his feet. As for the light heavyweight title, for now, the belt stays put. It is a wild time in the world of combat sports, from the boardrooms to the canvas. What do you think? Is the Hearn-White beef just harmless marketing, or has it finally crossed the line? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on the fight game. Because in this business, the story behind the curtain is often just as explosive as the main event. We often talk about the brutality of the cage, but today, we are witnessing the true heart behind the UFC's biggest name. UFC President Dana White has stepped into a different kind of fight, stepping up to support 12-year-old Maya Gabela, a survivor of the tragic school shooting in Tumbler Ridge this past February. After suffering critical injuries, Maya is finally on a path to recovery, and her family has officially accepted White's generous offer to fund specialized care for her down in the United States. Speaking after the UFC event in Winnipeg this past Saturday, White offered a rare glimpse into the logistical nightmare that comes with doing good. It is easy to assume that a billionaire can just snap his fingers and make these medical arrangements happen overnight, but White made it clear that reality is much more complex. He noted that they are currently navigating options in Los Angeles, Houston, and Seattle, highlighting that even with unlimited resources, the medical red tape is a hurdle no one is immune to. It is a powerful reminder that behind the headlines and the pay-per-view events, real lives are at stake. It is heartening to report that Maya has officially moved out of the intensive care unit at BC Children's Hospital, a massive milestone in her journey. What do you think about the responsibility of public figures when it comes to private tragedies? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you have a moment, keep Maya and her family in your thoughts as she continues her fight to heal. Sometimes the most significant victories don't happen inside the octagon, but in the quiet, persistent struggle to get back to normal life.